These are distorted lens effects, and in this tutorial I will show you how to create them in After Effects and export to Premiere Pro. Also, free project file is available on my website, so check it out. Now let's start tutorial. The base of these effects is displacement map. So let's create base setup. I will use 4K composition named distorted lens, which is 30 fps and 1 second long. For reference, drop any video here. Now we will add adjustment layer, name it Displace. Then apply displacement map effect to it. For this effect we need map itself, so let's create rectangle shape. Make it bigger than your working area and move it so right edge of layer will be aligned with the middle of the screen. Apply fastbox blur effect to it with value of 360. Name this layer as a map. Now let's add this map to effect. Go to Displace layer and set map as displacement map layer with effects and masks option. Set alpha for horizontal and vertical displacements. Make map layer invisible, and now when we change these values, we can see distortions based on our map. I will use horizontal option for right and left distortions. For easier control, create null object, name it map control, and link map layer to it. So now we can move our map with controller and animate distortions. At this point we can control distortion with these options. Horizontal displacement intensity in Displace layer, fastbox blur intensity in map layer, and by moving or rotating map control. Now let's add more source. Create new adjustment layer, name it Cam Blur, and apply camera lens blur effect to it. OK. Firstly, set our map as blur map layer and set channel to alpha. As you can see, blur is applied only to area which our map layer covers. So, by moving map control, we will also control blur area. Now, as we set everything for left-right distortions, in camera lens blur effect change aspect ratio value to 16 and play with intensity of blur radius. For final look, add some noise or film grain, which you will find in free project file. Move map control around screen to get the idea how it will look in different spots. And now let's create first animations. Set map control position keyframes for starting point, it will be left screen edge. Note that if you move map layer out of screen, everything will be blurred, so keep small area on the screen. Move 6 frames in timeline and set map control position further right from the middle. Then move 3 more frames in timeline and set map control position in opposite direction. Move 3 more frames again and set position little bit to the right. Move another 3 frames and set map control position to the starting point. Also, animate horizontal displacement values. Add keyframes with current values at frame 6 and frame 12. At frame 0 and frame 15 set value to 0. Now we have basic distorted animation. Let's add similar animation to Cam Blur. 0 values at start and end, and something like 12 and 24 in the middle. For harder effect you can duplicate Cam Blur with slightly lower middle values. For final displacement create new adjustment layer, named Optics, with Optics compensation effect. Check reverse lens distortion on and animate field of view value similar to blur animation, but in the middle set values to something like 90. So distortion already looks pretty good. But for final touch let's add flash effects. Create new adjustment layer named Invert and apply invert effect to it. Cut layer so it starts at frame 5 and animate blend with original value to get flash effect. Usually I set first 2 frames to 0, next 2 frames to 100, then 2 frames with 0 again. Now only 1 frame with 100, 2 frames with 0 and last keyframe with 100. So we have this kind of flashy effect. Note that if you want to be black and white for any video, just add tint effect to invert layer. I will make final adjustments to some in and out keyframes with graph editor to get more punchy animation. Now let's cut layers to 15 frames and turn off video layer and leave screen black. Now, to apply this effect, create final output composition and drop videos which you want to apply effect to. Drop distorted lens composition above videos and check collapse transformation box on. Now distorted lens effect is applied. The beauty of this setup is that you don't need any holders and just drag and drop this effect in timeline, hit collapse transformation box, and that's it. You can easily experiment with different cuts, b-rolls and timings. And yeah, you can speed up animation by setting time stretch option to something like 80 all over, so effect goes faster. For Premiere Pro export we need to add media holder into distorted lens composition, make it 15 frames as well, and place it under all layers. Now go to Essential Graphics panel, choose Distorted Lens Composition in Primary tab, and drop Media Holder layer from Distorted Lens Composition to Essential Graphics box. Save MOGRT and install it in Premiere Pro. Drop it in timeline, we know that beta cut goes at frame 12 of transition, so let's make cuts to fit transition length. Nest them and drop that nest into Media Holder window under Properties tab. So now we've got this effect in Premiere Pro.